عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وأدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها بإذن ربهم تحيتهم فيها سلام ألم تر كيف ضرب الله مثلا كلمة طيبة كشجرة طيبة أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء تؤتي أكلها كل حين بإذن ربها ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس لعلهم يتذكرون ومثل كلمة خبيثة كشجرة خبيثة اجتثت من فوق الأرض ما لها من قرار يثبت الله الذين آمنوا بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ويضل الله الظالمين ويفعل الله ما يشاء صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Yesterday night we had read what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the beginning part of Surah Ibraheem, the state of the kuffar, their end, their state in the hereafter, how they would argue with their elders and how they would try to seek refuge, but they will find none and they will be in the evil abode of the hellfire. Tonight, these ayat that we read, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about the people who believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and did good deeds. And these are the two things that one has to do to gain success in the hereafter. One is Iman over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we have been mentioning for the past two nights, that without Iman nothing is worthwhile, nothing is worthy in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is like ashes that will fly away on a windy day. And second thing is that for a believer, one who has believed, for them to go into Jannah, there is a second thing that they have to have, which is Amilus Salihat. They have to do good deeds. If they do not have enough good deeds and their bad deeds are more than their good deeds, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can decide that they will be put into hellfire first to be cleansed of their sins, and then they will be put into the Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from even any duration in hellfire and put us into Jannah. Allahumma hasibna hisaban yasira. May Allah put us into Jannah without reckoning. So today the ayat that I recited, وَأُدْخِلَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that those people who believed and did good deeds, they will be admitted, they will be entered into Jannat, gardens. Tajri min tahtiha al-anhar, beneath which rivers would flow. Khalidina fiha, they would stay there forever. Bi-izni rabbihim, with the will of Allah. So Allah will keep them there. And when Allah is turning the direction of Allah, saying that we are the doer, then it is going to be perpetual forever and ever. And there is no doubt about it. Khalidina fiha bi-izni rabbihim, by the command, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will be there in forever and ever. Tahiyyatuhum fiha salam, their greeting with each other would be salam. So this salam that we say to each other, and oftentimes may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, we are shy of saying this salam to each other. This salam is the greeting that is given to us in this world, and it is also a greeting of the people of Jannah in the hereafter. So therefore, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who do a lot of salam to each other, as commanded by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us in Jannah where we also do salam to each other. And this salam will not only be from the people of Jannah to each other, but this salam, as mentioned in other places in the Quran, it will be from the angels and even from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to these people that you are in perfect eternal peace, no chance of Allah ever becoming displeased with you, no chance of any punishment, any hardship, any trouble coming to you ever. Alam tara kayfa daraba Allahu mathalan kalimatan tayyibah. Have you not seen how Allah has set forth how Allah has given an example? Mathalan kalimatan tayyibatan kashajaratin tayyibatin. How Allah has given the example of a good word, which is the kalima tayyiba that we generally say kalima tayyiba, and people say, why do you say kalima tayyiba, where has this name come from? This name has been given in the Quran. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, it has been called kalima tayyiba in the Quran itself. So Kalimatan tayyiban, according to the consensus of Mufassirin, this refers to La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the example of this kalima and the people who believe in it. Kashajaratin tayyibatin, like the example of a good tree, a tayyib tree, a beneficial, pure, good tree. Asluha sabit, the roots of which are firm. Wa far'uha fis sama, and the branches in the sky. So ulama have agreed that this talks about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the example, the tree that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about here is the date palm tree, that it is very firm in the earth, it has very firm roots. Not only is it firm itself, but it makes firm the desert sand, one of those sands that like to be blown away by wind. The date tree, it has a specialty that it makes the land of the desert firm and stable, and it is tall, and it is erect, and it is very firm, and it has branches that are in the spread out in the air, in the sky. تُؤْتِي أُكُلَهَا كُلَّ حِينٍ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهَا, it brings fruits at all times with the will of Allah, with the will of its Lord. So the meaning here is that the example of the date tree, that its fruit in all of its stages, it is beneficial and it is used, and also even when the fruit comes off the tree, it does not lose its benefit. Date is one of those unique fruits that it never loses its value, even if it becomes dry, even if it becomes rotten, still it can be used in different ways and it gives benefit to people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given that example, that a person of belief compared to these people who do not have belief, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is exemplifying their habits and their ways with the tree as well, and their belief. But their belief, their kalima, it keeps them firm, and it is very firm and is not blown away by things of the world, and it is very beneficial to them in all situations. وَيَضْرِبُ اللَّهُ الْأَمْثَالَ لِلنَّاسِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sets forth these paraboles for the people so that they may take lesson. And this is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He explains to human beings big things in terms that they can relate to and they can understand. وَمَثَلُ كَلِمَةٍ خَبِيثَةٍ كَشَجَرَةٍ خَبِيثَةٍ. And the parabole or the example of a bad word is like a bad tree. So the kalima of kufr, any kalima of kufr, the example of it is like a bad tree. And ulama have written that this is the tree of the bitter melon, which is called handal. It looks like our regular watermelon, but it is very bitter, very disagreeable taste. And the tree it spreads a lot on the earth, but it is very weak tree. It cannot stand, it is not erect, it does not grow high, it spreads, but if you pull it out, just like it's that kind of a weed, its roots are very superficial as well, and it's very easily pulled away and loses all, the whole plant comes off. So that is the example of the kalima khabitha, the bad word, which is all sorts of kufr. وَمَثَلُ كَلِمَةٍ خَبِيثَةٍ كَشَجَرَةٍ خَبِيثَةٍ اجْتُثَّتْ مِنْ فَوْقِ الْأَرْضِ مَا لَهَا مِنْ قَرَارٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if it is pulled out, it is very easily removed from the top of the soil, and it does not have مَا لَهَا مِنْ قَرَارٍ, it does not have any firm root. يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِالْقَوْلِ الثَّابِتِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who keeps the believers firm with qawl al-thabit, firm, stable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps them stable with the stable world. Fil hayat ad-dunya wa fil akhirah. This kalima, it keeps the believers, if they believe in it truly and they work on it, if they keep working on their iman, this kalima keeps them steadfast and firm in this world and in the hereafter. And Hazrat Sahaba and the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned in the hadith, and the ulama have agreed that here akhirah means the questioning of the grave and the challenges and the punishment of the grave. So those people who work on La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps them firm and steadfast, and the hardship, even in the face of the hardships of grave, they respond to those questions and stay firm on La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and with La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah they answer those questions. وَيُضِلُّ اللَّهُ الظَّالِمِينَ. And the transgressors, those who choose to wrong themselves, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also leads them astray. وَيَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ, and Allah does what He wills, what He wants to do. And this is part of our belief. And Sahaba have said that if somebody does not believe that what Allah wants, Allah does, and whatever good or whatever happens, bad or good, it happens from the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then they are lacking in Iman. Their Iman is not, it cannot be called Iman. They cannot be called Muslims. So therefore, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us firm and steadfast on La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and give us all the benefits of it. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.